how's it going? Welcome to my channel. This is my first video, which is really nerve-wracking, and I've done this intro like 13 times. This is probably the 13th take now. I feel like this is a really good first video opportunity just to kind of break the ice. So grab a drink, grab a hot or cold or lukewarm, in my case this is like 2 hours old, tea, and we're gonna talk about my channel, why I'm here, the books I like, things like that. So question number one was just tell us about yourself. So my name is Jess, I'm 28, I have 3 cats, I love reading, I love gaming, I do a bit of journaling as well, like junk journaling, scrap journaling, bullet journaling, and that's something that I also want to integrate into this channel is my journaling spreads as well, but that's a later question, so I'll get there later. Question number 2 is just why did you start the channel? And honestly, I'm kind of asking myself that question as well because I can't believe that I am voluntarily doing this to myself. I feel like I have 2 wolves inside me, you know? One of them who really wants to just talk to people about my interests and get to rant about the books that I love, and the stage fright is a huge factor right now, but I'm hoping it'll get easier as we go. So question number 3 is, what are your favorite books? I used to read a ton in middle school and high school. I was that kid who would bring my book into class every day and just read my own thing while class was going, and, you know, still did well in school, which, you know, ADHD girls, you get it. So I used to read a lot, but when I got into college, I stopped reading as much for fun because I was reading so much for school. I feel like it kind of dulled my interest in reading because I was just reading so much for school. I was a biology major, so I was reading a ton of academic literature, a ton of textbooks. Even in my adulthood, once I started working, I just never really picked it back up. I was always more into gaming. I was like, you know what, I want to be a reader again, which is so crazy. I was just like, I want to do this thing, I'm gonna do it. The book that really did it for me and got me back into reading again, and really solidified that love for reading, was The Night Circus. This is just a naked version because I actually don't have the dust jacket for this. But The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern was the book that got me back into reading again, and it just ignited that love, that spark of curiosity. I actually was at an Airbnb and they had this. I just was like, oh, that sounds interesting. I don't know, I just like, it just caught my eye. I just thought it was beautiful. I didn't get to finish it while I was at the Airbnb, but I loved it so much that I ordered it on the way home and then got this copy and read the rest of it with this copy. And I am so glad that I read this. It definitely got me back into reading again. And it kickstarted this whole addiction. Okay, but tangent aside, that one was kind of nostalgic because that was, you know, very meaningful. So if I had to say for my other favorite books, the Locked Tomb series, definitely my favorites. Specifically, this one, Gideon the Ninth, is definitely one of my favorite books I've ever read. I am planning to get a tattoo inspired by it. I love it just that much. I literally read all 3 of these as ebooks, and then I said, yeah, this is about to become my personality, and ordered hardcovers so that when Alecto the Ninth ever comes out, I said, I'm gonna reread these, I'm gonna annotate the hell out of them, and then I'm gonna read Alecto, and then I can die happy. Another one of my favorites is Strange the Dreamer. I annotated this copy. This was actually the first book that I ever annotated, and I went a little crazy, as you can see. I believe this is the Owl Crate edition. I also have the Owl Crate edition of Muse of Nightmares, also annotated. Look at her. Strange the Dreamer. Muse of Nightmares was also amazing, but Strange the Dreamer I think was just something so magical. Really enjoyed annotating it. Now, as far as other favorites that I don't own, so I'll have to put the picture on the side. I'm putting a lot of faith in editing me for this. The whole Wayfarers series by Becky Chambers, I love. Specifically, A Closed and Common Orbit. I don't know why that one just has something special for me, but that one is really gorgeous. I'll put the photo on the side. Next question is, what genres do I read? As you can tell by my stack, fantasy and sci-fi, but I also like romance, Usually queer romance. I like historical fiction. I think that can be really interesting, especially a historical fiction sci-fi or historical fiction fantasy. And I also have been dabbling a little bit with horror, but I kind of am a wimp. Also, LGBTQ+, I know that's not technically like a genre, but any combination of those genres with LGBTQ+ is a win for me. So the next question on the newbie tag is, what are you currently reading? Funny you should ask. Nothing. But I'm filming this on June 2nd, and usually I like to wrap up all of my reading by the end of the month so that I can make it nice and pretty on my little calendar for my journal spreads. And there's no like overflow into the next month. That doesn't always happen, but I like to finish books by the end of the month, ideally. So I haven't started anything yet this month. But my most recent read was A Sorceress Comes to Call by T. Kingfisher. I really liked this one. I think I gave it a 4 or a 4.5, but it was really good. The next question is, what was your most recent 5-star read? So my most recent 5-star read was House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin A. Craig. I'll put the photo over there. Was it a perfect book? I don't think so. For me, my 5 stars kind of range from just how it made me feel in the moment, like a really, really good feeling, to as high as like 100 out of 5 stars, this is my personality now kind of read. So there is a little bit of wiggle room in there. For example, like Gideon the Knife being a 5-star, that's like the this is my personality now kind of a 5-star. And then House of Salt and Sorrows being a 5-star. It's mostly just because I really felt very invested in it and it just kind of hooked me the whole time. And I think I was just in the perfect mood for it. So the next question is, why do you love reading? I've always really enjoyed reading just because of the escapism of it and the way that it stokes your imagination. I just love the way that a story can completely hook you and just pull you into this world. That's why I primarily love fantasy and sci-fi, because I love seeing and experiencing these crazy worlds or these magic systems or different species or aliens or anything like that. But I also just love the way that a story can make you feel so many feelings and evoke so much passion or grief or joy out of you. And I think that it's something very magical, which I know is kind of a cliche answer. Everyone loves reading because of the stories. That's why we read them. But it's the truth. So the next question is, what do you bring to YouTube or Booktube? And then the one after that is also, what kind of videos do you want to make? I'm going to bundle those together because I think that's the best way I can answer it. I just want to be able to talk about the things that I love with people and strike a conversation about these things, share recommendations with you or get recommendations from you. I know that Booktube is a little bit of a saturated space, and I know there's a lot of us out there. Realistically, I don't know how many people are going to find me, but I hope that the few that do, we can have a conversation and we can just discover new stories together. I also bring my cats. You'll see them in the videos once in a while. Currently, one of them is sleeping off screen. The other one is running around downstairs being a maniac. And then the third one is probably also sleeping. So you will get to know them. By the way, I never said what their names are. Their names are Matcha, Mochi, and Mango. Yes, I'm pulling an Elden Ring with the naming convention in this household. There's a lot of M's. So I want to make monthly wrap-up type videos. I also want to feature my journaling spreads in there. So I'll do the standard monthly wrap-up book part, and then for the people who are interested in the journaling part, I'll put that in there as well. I love doing different themes for my monthly spreads, so for those of you who are interested in journaling as well, hopefully you guys will enjoy that. I'd love to do recommendation type videos as well. I know that I don't have a ton of books behind me, but I have read a lot of books. A lot of them I tend to read digitally or from my library, but I would love to do recommendation type videos. I'm also interested in doing reading vlogs or book shopping with me vlogs, but I've never done any sort of vlogging before, so that would be something I would have to experiment with. And I would also love to do reading sprints or co-reading type of videos or streams. I love when content creators that I follow host reading sprint live streams, because I think that the body doubling, again, for neurodivergence, you get it, but the body doubling of having someone reading on the stream and then I read as well, and it keeps me productive and it holds me accountable because I want to be productive while they're being productive. I would love to host those as well. if you also enjoy sprinting, we can just do it together. So the last question on the newbie tag is about your other hobbies. So as you have picked up, journaling is one of them. Gaming has always been a dear love of mine, and I have been playing games since I was a lot younger. I remember playing a lot of games with my dad. He got me into gaming because he was a gamer. As for what kinds of games I love, mostly RPGs. Same kind of reason with reading. I just love the escapism. I love getting to experience new magic systems, new worlds, new species and aliens and mythical creatures and dragons and all sorts of stuff like that. The Elder Scrolls series is one of my favorite series. The Fallout series as well, BioShock, Mass Effect, The Witcher, mostly The Witcher 3, Baldur's Gate 3. It's probably one of my favorite games of all time. Currently, I am playing World of Warcraft, Cataclysm Classic with my fiance. Yeah, I've always really liked MMOs as well. I used to play Dota 2. I wasn't a League player. I played Dota. I'm cultured, actually. I used to play Overwatch 2. Still play it once in a while. I used to play a ton of Dead by Daylight. Don't know why I did that to myself. I also really love cozy games, so Harvest Moon, Story of Seasons, Animal Crossing, Minecraft, Stardew Valley. I also play Palia. They have the new Elder Woods expansion, which is a free content update, and it's really good. I am also playing the Oblivion remaster, which obviously I'm excited about. I would love to also talk about gaming on this channel. I don't know how much I'm going to talk about it because this is primarily going to be a reading channel, but I guess it depends. Tell me, let me know if you would like to also see some gaming videos mixed in now and then. So that brings us to the end of the Booktube Newbie Tag. I hope that my answers were good. Some of them are probably kind of cliche, but that's the nature of it. So thank you for bearing with me for my first video. It was very painful for me to make this. I feel so bad for editing me, who's gonna have to go through like 2 hours of me stuttering and stopping every sentence because it didn't sound good. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for coming to my channel. My cats can't read, but I can. And I hope to see you next time. Bye. How do I speak like a human being? Oh my god. And that's on undiagnosed autism, baby. Hey, how's it going? No, that sounds like, hey. Hey there, how's it going? Hey there! I have a dusk jacket. Dusk jacket? What do I bring to YouTube? Social anxiety.